Preparing.
Welcome back, Lelanders, to a new episode of Clone Evolution. Sunday night casino action. Now, what are we going to do tonight? Yeah, I guess we'll be doing the casino a bit. I should, since I titled the episode that. What else do we got? We're on the second round of 3, so we're going to try to get some Vibram tokens. Man, what is today's date? Yeah, it looks like today could be... Oh wait, tomorrow's the 29th, 30th. Yeah, so we got a couple more episodes to sobriety is over. For some reason I thought it was tomorrow it's over, but no, at least I still got a few days to finish some things. I was calculating my weight loss, and I think I actually lost 40 pounds and not 30. Just kind of fucking mind-blowing. 40 pounds in 3 months. It's a little over 10 pounds a month. I think that's a reasonable average. Sounds reasonable, but I think I lost 20 pounds in the first month, and then it got a lot slower, but hey. Sometimes the tortoise wins the race. The hare being faster doesn't always win. Alright, let's see. What are we up to? What are we up to? Let's do some sweeping. Got some house cleaning. Let's do some sweeping. Now, today I did a shoveling adventure for work. I think, what did we do? We shovel 30 properties and try to finish in under 5 hours. I think we finished right around the 5-hour mark. Not too bad. I used a snowblower for a good chunk of it, but switched it up to a shovel by the end because a lot of the snow had already melted. So it was easier just to shovel it rather than deal with the snowblower that kept plugging. Holy shit, a viewer and 2 likes. How is that even possible to get 2 likes with 1 viewer? Thank you, everyone. Now, I hope everyone else had a good weekend. I was supposed to do some Entropia episodes tonight. I don't know how much energy I'll have. I'm already a little bit tired. But to be honest, I did have like a little nap just before I started recording, and it was like 5 minutes long. And for some reason, it gave me a good boost to energy. So, I don't know. My dad used to always brag about that he could have a nap for like 5 minutes and feel refreshed. And I always thought he was full of shit, but I don't know. It seems like I've reached that point in life as well. I don't really need a half-hour, hour-long nap anymore. It's like 5 minutes is all I need. It's fucked up. For some reason, I wake up, I'm like, oh, surely that wasn't enough sleep, but I don't know. I just feel so refreshed after just 5 minutes. I don't know if anyone's looked into the theories behind naps. They're saying that when you get really tired, you're usually running low on memory. So if you take like a little nap, helps your brain erase some data and clear some room for more memory. So yeah, that's why, well, maybe I'm just able to erase data really fast. 5 minutes is all I need. Alright, let's go with receive all. Oh yeah, that reminds me, did anyone ever listen to one of those motivational tapes that teaches you to need less sleep? You know, you can like get motivational tapes that'll say, oh, you don't need to smoke cigarettes, or oh, you don't need to drink booze. Well, I tried one that was just like a recording of music saying over and over and over again that I'm so lucky I only require 5 hours of sleep, and I feel completely refreshed after just 5 hours. It was so funny because it was when I was going through that workaholic phase. Hey, steadfast. Muscle memory keeps us going. Yeah, that's true. Muscle memory is about the only memory I got left. All right, 800 casino tokens. Fucking A. Ooh, 12 brown scrolls. Holy shit, 600 purples. That was like epic rewards today. Where did I get all those from? Oh, the season ending. Platinum gets me more rewards. That's good. No, so what I was doing, I was a workaholic, and I was only getting like, I don't know, like 6 hours off in between shifts. So I literally had to get home as fast as I could, and only had enough time to sleep for 5 hours, and then I had to go back to work. So I started watching a tape that was like brainwashing me to think that I only needed 5 hours of sleep. It was so weird. For the longest time, it actually felt like it was working. All until I got a nervous breakdown, but up until that point, it was working great. Shouldn't laugh at my own suffering, but hey. No, I remember too, like every time I was at work, I just kept repeating, I'm like, man, I'm so lucky, I only need 5 hours sleep. And I feel completely refreshed. It's like the power of repetition, right? Maybe that's why in church they always get you to repeat shit over and over again. Now, my friend who was actually in the military, he was telling me that's what they tell you in the military too, is that part of his training was he just had to chant kill, kill, kill over and over again. So it's like they were like breaking down their conditioning to not kill things. It was pretty wild. I was like, do they really get you to say that in the military? Maybe that was like in the olden day military. I bet you these days they couldn't do training like that anymore. Let's hope not. No, sadly, I had some bad experiences with friends that joined the Army. I had one friend who joined the Army, and really happy-go-lucky guy. He actually was a little bit of a bully at some points in school, but one time he tried to bully me, and he actually stopped because like him and a few of his friends were like jumping me to like steal my cigarettes. And I'm like, hey guys, chill, you don't have to jump me, I'll just give you some cigarettes. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I don't mind, I got lots of them. It's like when we had to pay like $2 for a pack of cigarettes. So then they're like, yeah, man, you're pretty cool and all this. And then they never jumped me again, so that was pretty cool. Now anyways, he joined the Army, and yeah, apparently he had some bad luck where he was part of a hazing ritual that went really bad, and he actually died during it. And the worst part of it is they told all of his family that he committed suicide. It was like, what the fuck, man? So I don't know how true all that was. That's just some of the details people talked about him at school. Poor guy. Rest in peace, Mike. Yeah, he was a good guy. Now I remember I would walk to school in the morning and I would see him. And he's like, man, you got any cigarettes for me? I'm like, man, I always got a smoke for you, Mike. Yeah, he was a good guy. He was even in my wrestling class in high school, my gym class. I remember a few times I had to wrestle him, and man, I wasn't very good at it because he had some really good military training. We had to do, what was it, the one-legged wrestling, where it's like you're standing up and you try to push people over that are only on one leg. Yeah, he was really good at that. Alright, so we got to pick a boss. Do we pick Fat Chili? I keep getting my ass whooped in this boss, but let's try it anyway. No, it's weird. When I think back to high school, it's like everyone that I really liked in high school died so young. It's like, what the fuck, man? It always reminds me to try to be as mean as possible. All the good people die young, sadly. I don't know what it is with that. Maybe it just seems that way and it doesn't really happen, but man, even all my favorite teachers, they all died. I was like, what the hell, man? Some of them even died even while I was still in school. Cancer and shit. I knew one of my favorite English teachers. She was a raging alcoholic and she ended up dying of liver cancer. Now, she was the one who kept accusing me of not reading the books and cheating to pass the test. But what she didn't know is I kind of cheated, where I actually read the books the year before. So even though like I wasn't cheating that I didn't read them that year, I had just read them the year before. Now my grade 8 teacher, he was fucking excellent like that. He's like, you know what guys, instead of wasting your time teaching your grade 8 shit, he's like, just let me teach you the grade 9 stuff so when you get to high school, you'll be able to pass grade 9 with flying colors. And we're like, alright, that sounds like a good plan. Yeah, sadly that teacher died young too. What happened to him was he switched schools after our elementary school got closed down. And I think his wife ended up having an affair with the gym teacher at the new school. So yeah, he ended up becoming an alcoholic and choked in his sleep, drinking too much the one night. That's just what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but yeah, so rest in peace, Rob. Rob used to always make fun of me too. It's funny, all the teachers I liked were always really mean to me. But no, he was always wondering why I skipped class all the time. And I was just getting so many bullies at school that I often liked to skip class so I could just stay home, watch TV, have a nap. I actually had bad sleep apnea, so I was always needing naps. Yeah, so he'd give me a rough time about always skipping school and shit. And oh yeah, I'd always never have my homework done, so he'd always bitch at me about that. Keep me in detention for not finishing my homework. But he was also our basketball teacher. That's why I liked him. I was the tallest guy in our class for school. There was actually one girl in the class who was taller than me, but I was the tallest out of the guys. So when it came to the basketball team, even though the coach probably didn't like me too much, he just put me in the game, the whole game basically. The only time I ever came out of the game is if I was like so tired I couldn't move. So I liked him for that. Alright, let's see, what do we got going on? Yeah, so how was everyone's weekend? Do anything exciting? Today was actually supposed to be my surprise birthday party, but guess what happened? Fucking winter. Yeah, so we ended up having to shovel the whole time while my party was supposed to come. And everyone had to cancel because I was at work. So that was kind of ironic. But at least when I got home from work, everyone let me know. They're like, sorry, we had a big surprise party planned for you. There was a whole bunch of people supposed to come over and everyone had to cancel. So, oh well. At least there was lots of leftovers for food. I tried 2 slices of cake. I haven't had cake in ages. Didn't really like it. Way too much sugar. I don't know, like 3 months of hardly eating any sugar. It's like the slightest thing you try to eat that's just loaded with sugar, it tastes nasty. I think your body adapts to it after a while. It's like, oh, finally, we got rid of all that awful sugar. Thankfully, the slices of cake were like fucking tiny ass. I don't know, like when I was a kid and used to get a birthday cake, didn't they used to be huge? Like actual full-size cakes? It's like now when I get a birthday cake, man, it almost like I can fit it in the palm of my hand. Oh, 30-inch storm, holy. Yeah, oh yeah, 30, yeah, lots of time till my birthday. Yeah, my birthday is still a few days away. Let's check how long. It's not till Thursday. Oh yeah, that's what you're putting, Thursday. Yeah, 3 months sobriety. It's hard to believe 3 months goes by that quick. You know when you say 3 months, it doesn't sound that long. You're like, oh, it's only a few months of the year. But then when you break the year down, it only breaks down into 4 segments of 30 days, or no. What was I going to say? Yeah, 3 months breaks down into 4 segments. So it's really the quarter of the year. When you say quarter year, it actually sounds a lot longer, right? Yes, victory again. Am I going to have any drinks before my birthday? That's a good question. I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? December 1st is like the first of the month. So technically I can drink, but I don't know if I want to get carried away drinking on the 1st because I want to still get drunk on the 2nd. And I don't want to get a hangover the day before. So I'll probably just drink maybe 1 glass or 1 beer. Just enough. Well, I'm pretty sure 1 beer I'm going to get hammered, so I won't actually have to drink a lot. Yeah, I think, yeah, so that's what I'll probably do. I'll have 1 beer and a few vaporizers. I'm going to have to be easy on the vaporizers. I noticed every time I quit smoking weed for a long time, like a month or longer, and then I smoke weed again, it's like the first time all over again, where it's like just way too strong. So I don't know. I remember the last time I quit for a month and then smoked some weed, I almost hated it. I was like, God, this feeling is awful. It's like I got so wrecked I was like turning green and ready to puke. I was like, oh, this is not fun at all. But then the next day my tolerance was right back to normal again. I don't know, my body's funny when it comes to tolerance to weed. It's like I only can lower it for one day, it seems. By the second day, it's already back to normal. It's like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, I did an article about weed today, and I was surprised how popular it was. I should share it. No, I think Steadfast already liked it, so I appreciate it, but I'll share one of the groups on Facebook that I do writing for, in case anyone wants to join it. They have like over 100,000 people that have already signed up to the group, so it is a pretty popular one. I think I'm technically one of the administrators or whatever it's called. Admins. Alright, so let's bring it up. Yeah, so I shared it on Adept Initiates. I used to do writing and do videos for them. They're an organization that does tours in Egypt and in South America. And they also have a website, YouTube pages. NextNEXT is like the big leader of it. But anyways, yeah, it got 55 likes. Let me move that. Bunch of wows, few loves. So that's pretty decent. Holy shit, 24 shares. Fucking A. So that's why I kind of miss doing the ancient mystery stuff. I'll probably get into it a little bit more. Not to say that I don't like the video game stuff, but when it comes to popularity wise, not that popularity is everything, but it is kind of nice to get 100 likes on something. Now I'm hoping one day my travel vlogs reach that success. I should check and see how my Kitchener train video is doing. Alright, so let's try some more battles. Let's go with the expedition. Oh fuck, yeah, I forgot. We never beat this piece of shit level. What the fuck was with this one, man? Why is it so hard to beat it? I think it must be this little Red Riding Hood chick. When she's at 2 red stars, she just whoops ass. Fuck. Alright, let's try it. I don't know, should I do any other changes? Yeah, I know. The other change I'll do is I'll put in Monk. He can tear him a new one. Let's try it. Alright, so we'll go to this, travel vlogs, playlists. Yeah, I miss the days of being able to work out a lot too. Hoping that, yeah, once I get back into the weed, it'll be enough to get rid of the arthritis and I'll be able to fucking work out properly again. Can't believe I got tennis elbow. Never had tennis elbow before. What a fucking piss off that is. Now when I hear people bitch about tennis elbow, I'm like, holy fuck, now I know what you're talking about. It's a fucking nightmare. I don't know, for me it just started off with clicking noises in my wrist. I'm like, oh, what's that clicking noise? Can't be anything that bad. Boy, was I underestimating. I just kept working out through it. Next thing I know, my fucking arm was hurting so bad I could barely even move it. At one point at work, I couldn't even finish jobs properly. I was like, fuck, man. Screwed it. What the hell, man? Where's my travel vlogs? Oh, here it is, full on. Oh yeah, that's like fucking all-time best travel vlog. If anyone's want to see one of my more popular travel vlogs, what is it? The one I made going from the Kitchener where I live to the train station in Toronto got 87 likes. Sure, it got 9 dislikes, but man, 87 likes. That's fucking epic. And 7,000 views. That's pretty damn good. So that's why I'm hoping that one day I can get all my travel vlogs to that type of viewership. That'd be fucking sweet. So hopefully I'll get a little bit more luck on that next year. It's really all going to depend how long our family can keep taking care of my uncle. Eventually it will reach the point where he'll need full-time hospital equipment, so at that point he'll have to go into a home, but we're going to try keep looking after him as long as we can. So I can't guarantee I'll be doing the travel vlogs next year. Might have to do some more local ones, but we'll see. It's kind of shitty to think about. Like, man, I don't want him to end up in a home, but at the same time, I want to get my life back at some point too. All right, let's see. Exit. Yeah, we got destroyed here again. What the fuck? All right, maybe it's too much healing. No, there's no healers. There's just one. Let's try putting in Hermes. Hermes usually never helps, so let's try that. Yeah, that's like a dream come true. If all my travel vlogs could get close... What? 7,000? I was thinking, Jesus, that's getting close to the 10,000 view mark. If I could get 10,000 views a video, holy shit. That'd be enough that I could start YouTubing full time. Yeah, and I wasn't even going to record that trip. I was like, oh, let's try my cell phone, see if I can get anything to record half decent. Go figure, the fucking cell phone video ended up doing better than all my ones with expensive camera gear. Yeah, 35 comments too. Holy fuck. Now I think what it was is a lot of people commute from Kitchener to Toronto, and there was a couple videos showing it, but none that were recent. So I was like, hey, if no one's made a recent video, why don't I make a new one? And that's usually what the catch with YouTube. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't do a video about this because people already have. But you gotta never forget is people always like to see the latest one. So even if you're doing one about a subject that people already have, if yours is the latest one, you gotta edge. Oh, that's good. Now, Steadfast says she got a good bud. That's good. It's like, I don't know. A lot of the weed I've had lately has been really bad. Probably because it's been mostly my homegrown. But yeah, hopefully I'll get some better. It was funny. I put some of my homegrown from a jar into a plastic container, like one of those ones from the cannabis store. And it smelled awful in the jar. And you could barely smell it at all. So it was like really weak smelling. It didn't smell good. And then what do you know, I put it in my lunch bag for work and I was going to give it to someone. They didn't show up to work, or they were working in a different vehicle. So I was like, fuck it, man. I can't even share it. And what happened? Oh yeah, then I opened my lunch pail and it just fucking reeks like really good weed. I was like, what the fuck, man? Why does it smell good in my lunch pail, but when I have it in a glass jar, it just smells like shit? I think what it might be is I had some weed in the glass jars before, and maybe the smell of like the other weed is like lingering, and it's overpowering it. Hopefully. Hey, Sendo Betamax. Oh, just dropping by to say hi. Thanks a million. Appreciate that. Oh man, just be careful. Sendo Betamax is saying weed here in Germany is shite, but legalization seems closer after the change of government. Yeah, I always prayed and prayed for like the government to be changed and that they legalize weed. And because I was like, man, weed is one of the only things where I was breaking the law. Other than that, I was like a law-abiding citizen. So I'm like, all right, if they legalize weed, everything will be grand. And then what happened? The government came in, they legalized weed, and then they made everything else illegal. So now it's like everything's against the law. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So it's kind of one of those situations where if you fix one thing, it seems like 10 things break. I don't know if that's going to happen in Germany. I know Merkel and everything. A lot of people make fun of her. I don't really follow Germany much, so I have no idea. Other than the open borders, migration issue thing, that seemed a little bit fucked up. But that's where I kind of looked at it in Canada as fucked up, but I don't know. Oh yeah, you know what? That's the weird thing. When it comes to weed, I used to get headaches all the time. So it's like every time I smoked weed, it didn't matter what kind it was, I would always end up with a headache. You know how I fixed that problem? I switched the device I was using for smoking. Tried joints, gave me headaches. Tried bongs, gave me headaches. One of the only things that wasn't giving me headaches was hot knives on the stove. And that's when I realized it was vaporizing that prevented me from getting headaches. So that's when I got the Extreme Q. I don't know if you tried the Extreme Q before, but man, that vaporizer, the only thing it did is instead of giving me headaches, it actually switched to, making me very tired. So it's like after I'd smoke some weed, I'd feel great for a while, but instead of getting a headache, I would just get so tired that I would need a nap. So that was the one weird catch with the Extreme Q. But the weird thing was I never got a headache again from smoking weed. And I realized what it is. It's the ash. Like, you know, you burn weed and you get ash in your system. Ash is actually very toxic. They say people that get cancer from eating too much meat, usually it's not from the meat itself, but they end up burning the meat. And if you're eating burnt meat all the time, it raises your risk of cancer. I know some people go with the carnivore method of just raw meat, but then you run the chance of parasites. I know this one girl that she decided to go like on the cult diet of like raw meat all the time, and she did it for a while until she got parasites really bad. But she ended up taking the cures for parasites and got rid of them, but still, I'd rather just cook my meat. Yeah, man, if you tried the Extreme Q with the bong, I'm actually going to do a video about that either tomorrow or the day after. Probably when I can smoke again. Hey, Dan Davis, how's it going? Now I have to duck so I can see who the hell it is. Now I was planning on doing the Entropia video. I still might, because it's only 10 o'clock, and how long we've been doing this one? Half hour. God, this battle's hard. At least if I can kill a couple people, I'll just let it play through. Ah, fuck, we only killed one. Yeah, how's it going, man? It's going pretty good for me. The shoveling shift wasn't that bad. Thank God. Yeah, so anyways, if you take the Extreme Q vaporizer and you fill a bong with it, it's like so thick of a cloud, anyone watching you smoke will be like, holy shit, that's a huge hoot. So it's not like one of those volcano vaporizers where it's like you can barely see the cloud. It's like it'll be thick as any bong you've ever seen. And yeah, it tastes like, that is the one thing that blows my mind, is when I use the Extreme Q, it is the cleanest, purest tasting hoot you'll ever try. And by like a million. Like, you know how when you spark a joint and you're the first person to light it, it does taste a little bit cleaner and smoother? It's like that sensation times 10, except every hoot. Well, until you get to near the end of the bowl. Once you get near the end of the bowl, it does taste a little bit harsh again, but what you really can do is just take 2 hoots off of it and it'll be super clean for both of them. Yeah, and the only catch is it makes it 80% stronger. So 80% stronger sounds great and all, but then it makes you immune to a lot of other types of weed. Like if someone gives you a joint, you'll smoke it, it'll taste like ash, and it's impossible to get a buzz from it. It's basically like switching from chugging hard liquor every day to like switching to sipping beers. It's like you'll just never catch a buzz again. Yeah, when it's legal, you should try to get one. It's actually made in Canada. I've met the guys who make it. Super nice guys. They actually helped design my mod for it. I'll see if I can show a picture of it. It's also during my Vaporizer commercial, but I won't run the commercial yet since we just started. Alright, let's see. I'll try not to open boobs on the screen by accident. Sorry if I do. Fucking YouTube will freak. Alright, so there we go. So far so good. No boobs. Fuck, man. Do I even have a folder for it? It's been so long, it actually might be on my old computer. No, what I did is... yeah, let's try old PC. Oh, there, I do have a folder for it. Thank God. Yeah, so this is the Extreme Q. And that's the modification I made for it, is the glass part. The cooling coil is actually from Germany. Holy fuck, we beat the level. So the cooling coil is actually from Germany, made by, who's the company that makes Volcano? Stork and Bitzel or whatever it's called. So they make the cooling coil. I attached it to glass, and then you just take this part and you stick it in your bong. So it'll fill a bong. I actually made a sidecar version too. And just to show you what's going to happen, once you use it a while, eventually it fills up with, like, this chamber will fill up, and it collects with this honey oil mixture because it's the vapors condensing on the edge of the glass, and it looks just like honey oil. That's what it looks like on a pin. You can see that it's very sticky, just like honey oil, stringy. And there's only tiny, tiny little microscopic bits of ash. It's almost 100% pure. Yeah, I'd like to redefine the term vapor wire one day. But there's the catch, man. If you get addicted to using that thing, then joints just will never be the same again. The only way you can catch joint buzz is if you stop smoking for like a week, and then you spark a joint, then you'll be able to, because your tolerance will go back down. That's such a weird thing. I never thought it was possible to raise your tolerance so high that you can't even get a buzz from weed, like in bongs or joints. It's weird. Yeah, Steadfurry's right. The honey oil or vapor oil that it collects is like the same purity as, what do they call those? Wax or, well, I'm assuming it's the same purity. I've tried both and I think they're roughly the same. I haven't actually done the THC strip test. Yeah, Bet Fury is in real trouble. They got banned in almost every country. So I don't know what happened with them legally, but they must have been trying to apply for a new license and it didn't go well. So I don't know, I'd have to say Bet Fury might recover, where they'll like get a new license and they'll be okay. But as it is now, they're like banned everywhere. So that really sucks. I was actually going to invest a whole shitload of money into them. Well, not a lot, but my life savings. So I'm so glad that I never did, because man, I would have been fucked. And not in a good way. No, if anyone didn't hear what happened in Bet Fury, they released a list of the countries that they're banned in as of like, I forget, like this month or next month. And yeah, it's a fucking long list. It sucks. It's basically every country I've ever heard of. There might be some countries that are in the world that exist that aren't on that list, but yeah, that's the thing with cryptocurrency. I really should have just invested $1,000 into it, and then it wouldn't have been such a big deal. But well, the only amount I had in it was like $100, so it wasn't really that bad. I lost $100. I was like, fuck it, man. I've definitely lost more than $100 in my life before. Yeah, concentrates. That's it. What do they call them? Dabs and all that stuff. Yeah, once you start making that oil, you'll have like a chamber full of the oil. And then fuck, man, what you do is you take the bowl, and once it's dry, like you vaporized all the moisture out of the weed, you'll just be left with a dry bowl. So then what you can do is take that concentrate, drip it into the bowl, and it'll soak into it like a sponge. And then if you take a vapor hit of that, it's literally the most amazing taste and one of the strongest buzzes you'll ever get. But then again, then once you do that, then your tolerance is raised to that level. Fucking sucks. No, and it reaches the point where I've never had this problem from just smoking weed, but you can actually reach like a sensory overload point. It's like, have you ever eaten too much of one food and it starts to taste toxic? I can get that with the vaporizer. Or if I vaporize too many concentrates, because it's 80% stronger, it'll eventually give you that overload sensation, which is not fun. It's like the first time I ever got overload sensation is when I ate too much celery. I was on an extreme diet and I was eating like diet foods. So I'm like, hey, why don't I just eat a whole meal of celery? Which was a horrible idea. Because celery, you're only supposed to eat it in small quantities or you can trigger a fucking overdose from celery. Yeah, so that's what happens when I do too much vaporizing. Everything starts to taste like celery. I'm like, oh god, there's the overload again. So it's not that gross, but it's a good warning sign. Your body's like, hey man, you've had too much. Everything starts to taste like celery. Yeah, spaghetti, you can overdose on that. That's actually one of the old problems with injecting stuff when they started making, like, what was it, the first batches of vaccines back in like the 60s or whatever. What they would do is they would use chicken embryos and then they would add it into the vaccine. And then what happened was is people's bodies would go into chicken overload. So it's they could never eat chickens again or they would trigger an allergic reaction. So that's why the companies, they had to switch to like using monkey DNA or cells or dogs because they realized they couldn't use chickens because chickens were part of our regular diet and people didn't want to become allergic to chickens. It's fucked up, right? It's the same thing with gluten. Every time people are eating gluten and they become allergic to it, it's the same thing. Gluten is like a really potent version of whatever you've been eating. Like say bread gluten or whatever. So then any time that you would eat gluten again, you trigger that allergic reaction. So that's what happened with farmers. Farmers used to take gluten and feed it to their animals, and then they realized that their animals would eventually become allergic to the gluten. So they had to feed them less of it. It's a good defense mechanism our bodies have, right? They're like, hey, you can only have so much of stuff before it eventually rejects it. Oh man, if we can beat this battle, we'll get our hands on the gold chest. No, I did it with pizza, sadly, too. When I first had my first apartment and I was living on my own, I was just ordering pizza every meal. So I was like, pizza, pizza, pizza. And I did it for like 9 years until I became allergic to pizza. And then it was like any time I would eat pizza, I would feel so sick. It was like sicker than a hangover from booze. And it was funny too, because I would go in sick with pizza hangovers to work. People were like, what's wrong with you? Are you like hungover from drinking too much beer? And I'm like, no, I ordered pizza again. So sadly, my pizza allergy is still a little bit, but yeah, like this weekend I had some pizza. Oh fuck, man, it hit me hard again. I was like so sick I could barely even work. Naked HD. Yeah, just remember, I don't endorse Naked HD, but I appreciate them dropping by and chatting. Help get the algorithm working for YouTube. No, if you want the ultimate sex toy, I got the Virtual Mate. It's I promote it. I got a link below. It's actually a sex toy for men that hooks up to computers. It's basically like the Demolition Man thing. They talked about getting it to work for men and women, but right now it's just for men. And oh yeah, if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. I just can't go anywhere. Yeah, chicken nuggets. You gotta be careful with chicken because you can get, what is it, gout. Fuck man, actually someone in my family has gout right now because they've been eating too much chicken and beer. It's like if you have a diet of just like chicken and beer, you can get gout. And gout is not fun. Usually you get like a huge lump that grows on your foot. And then yeah, then it's hard to walk and your whole body feels like you start developing arthritis. Fucking sucks. One of my bosses at work had it. He was on a diet of just eating meat and drinking booze. Yeah, he did it until he got gout. I'd never even heard of gout before. I was like, gout? What the fuck is that? And yeah, in the olden days, they used to call it rich people's disease. Because back in the olden days, the only people that could afford to get it were rich people. The only ones that could afford meat and booze all the time. Did they include a cleaning product? No, what you can do is rinse it out in hot water. The electronic components that it hooks up to go to your computer, thankfully separate. Yeah, so you can just wash it out really good. No, it seems so strange because I think the whole sex toy market was mainly a women's thing for many years. But I think with the lockdowns and everything, guys started to invent shit. It's like we had no other option. No, to be fair, the whole thing wasn't really that big before the lockdown. But after the lockdown, yeah, it's definitely selling better. I actually get a kickback from the affiliate link below, so if anyone tries it with that, thank you. Appreciate it. And if you're a woman and you want to buy it, you can always buy it for guys, I guess. Give it away as a gift. They'll think, aha, it's so funny, and then they try it and they're like, thank you. Now, it's not for everyone. Some guys hate it, other guys love it way too much. You sick bastards, get a life. I'm looking in a mirror while I say that. Yeah, it's good to stay away from addictive stuff. I know, that's why I'm kind of lucky that the lockdowns happened, because I was a little bit addicted to going to casinos. I would usually go like once a month or maybe once every other month. Our city used to have free bus trips for casinos. It was usually only seniors that would go on it, because it was a lot during the week when most people are at work. But they would offer you a bus trip where it cost like $10 to go. They would take you all the way to like Niagara Falls or these wicked casinos, and they would give you $20 in casino money so you could just go and gamble, and they would give you a free all-you-could-eat buffet. So I was like, man, for 10 bucks, like how can you go wrong, right? So I would just keep going on those trips. They even had some that were going to Caesar's Palace in Windsor, and Windsor's like a city in Detroit or whatever, or across the Detroit River, the Canada side. So yeah, I was going to Detroit like every few months. It was pretty fun. Oh yeah, and at Caesar's Palace they had game shows. Like, you know how like Price is Right, what's another game show, like Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune? So they would tape game shows at Caesar's Palace. And it's actually owned by the same company that does Caesar's Palace in Vegas. So they would like make it really fancy ass. Had a giant coliseum where they held the recordings for the game shows. I actually got a picture of me spinning the wheel on Price is Right. Oh fuck, that was close. I almost clicked the wrong thing. No, sadly I didn't get on the show Price is Right, but I was in the audience, and how it works is after the show is over, they're like, hey, does anyone want to come up and get their picture? So I was like, fuck yeah. So I got to try spinning the wheel, and then they take a picture, and you get to stand next to the hot models who do the wheel spin shit. It was pretty wild. Holy shit, you ate alligator meat in Detroit? I didn't even know that was a thing. Do they have alligators in Detroit? I doubt it, right? It's still pretty far north. When it was legal. Oh. Yeah, I heard it tastes like bird a little bit, but I don't know if that's true or not. I'm one of those people who've hardly tried anything. I actually tried tuna for the first time just before the lockdown started. I tried salmon for the first time just before the lockdown started. I started to do a lot of stuff for the first time just before the lockdown started. I was starting to live, and then the universe is like, no more living for you. Hey, Fatty Kuka, welcome back. Oh, put Genie in place of Tengu to win. That's a good idea. Let's try doing that. We'll just watch it for a sec. Oh yeah, let's try it right away. Let's follow the viewer's advice. That's what they're here for. No, if I really want to win, I would put him there. Let's try that. Because he poisons the shit out of anyone that hits him, right? Sorry, I'm burping a bit. I got the fucking excuse me. I just ate my birthday dinner, and I had seconds because everyone canceled. Now, if anyone got here late and they didn't hear, today was my surprise birthday day, and then we got a huge snowstorm, so I had to work, and everyone had to cancel for the party. So when I got home from work, everyone's like, you know what? Today was your surprise birthday party, but everyone had to cancel. Because you were at work. So yeah, that's usually how my birthdays go every time. Whenever there's a birthday, there's snow. Boom. Yeah, CC King, he's fucking him up royally. Oh, no germs, no worms, no virus. That's good. Yeah, that's one thing I was scared when I went to a sushi place and tried raw salmon, tried raw tuna. I was worried about the whole parasite thing, but so far so good. Didn't notice. Oh yes, we got our hands on a gold chest. Nothing like getting your hands on a chest, right? Yes. I think that's something the ladies and the guys can relate to. Alright. Let's go auto battle. Who should we bring in? We'll take him out. We'll save Alice because we really don't need her yet. And we'll put in a bit of extra healing. And who else? Maybe a little bit more attack punch, right? Yeah, let's go with her. Her and Tengu make a good combination. They burn the shit out of people. Oh shit, you're not allowed to leave your home. So you started developing agoraphobia. Tell me about it. You know what? I had like a bad concussion where I got like my skull crushed and I actually went blind for a few days. It was pretty intense. But then I got a, PCS, post-concussion syndrome. And I got it so bad that I literally couldn't leave for like 2 years. So as soon as I finished like recovering from that, we had 1 week and then we went into lockdowns. So I've literally been like isolating at home since about August of 2018. It's kind of fucked. At least I can laugh about it now. But yeah, I hear you. It's like my depression got so bad from it that I actually had to go see a counselor. Luckily, I was surprised. The counselor managed to talk me through most of it. I was skeptical it would help at all, but it actually did. I don't know. She was kind of I wouldn't say like that nice of a counselor. She was a little bit harsh, but her advice was still enough to get me through it. Yeah, being a hermit's never fun. I actually almost became a hermit on purpose. When I was in my 20s, I decided that the off-grid movement was amazing. So I bought some like land in the middle of nowhere and I was gonna build a cabin and just live there. And then people started to tell me that like, if you live at this cabin alone all the time, aren't you just gonna be like a hermit? And then I started to realize that. I was like, fuck yeah, if I don't have the internet, I'm just like living in the woods alone. That's gonna be like a hardcore hermit lifestyle. For some reason I was thinking that a lot of people would come visit me all the time and I wouldn't be alone so much, but then I started to realize like, man, I can't invest in this hermit lifestyle so much. Because yeah, being a hermit all the time, it's not very good. I don't know if anyone's heard the story of like the ultimate hermit guy, like from a religion thing. Let's show him. The winged disc guy. Here, I'll show you. He's the cut scene on the patron symbol. Let's show him. The winged disc from Anunnaki. See that winged disc guy? Anyways, Suki, Dan, Jim, Ray, Travis, and everyone on Patreon, thanks a million. Yeah, so that winged disc religion guy, the prophet, like the Jesus for that religion, was called Zoroaster. And he actually decided to try the hermit thing. So he went off into the woods and like lived alone for a long time. And he realized that it was the greatest thing ever. Except there was one catch. He said after he found out how amazing it was, he was still compelled to come back to the city and tell everyone how great it was. And then that's when he kind of realized it's like the social aspect of like communicating with other humans. It's like so ingrained in our like blood that it's like even when you see how great being a hermit is, you still want to come back and tell everyone. It's kind of a fucked story, but yeah, apparently it's true. I know actually one guy that follows me on Facebook and I subscribe to his YouTube channel. He became a hermit, but at least he has a YouTube channel and he shares everything he does as a hermit. So it's kind of wild. Now, the one reason I realized that I could never be a hermit either is I like seeing hot babes all the time. I was like, oh God, if I'm going to be home alone all the time, it's just not enough hot babes in my life. You never know, if you could become a hermit and you actually were going with someone else, like you were married, then it might not be so bad. But then I kind of feel bad for the kids of hermits because, yeah, they end up being born on like a cabin in the middle of nowhere. They don't have any friends. Maybe if they have siblings, but that'd be about it. No, I think maybe in the future, if like lockdowns keep getting more and more and more intense, and say like the virus keeps getting worse and worse and worse, then it'd be like, then I might start considering the whole like off-grid in the middle of nowhere again. But even in that circumstance, I'm almost thinking I'd rather go down with the ship. Stay in the city as long as I can till everyone dies. No, just kidding. Yeah, off the grid is so tempting too, because you're like, oh, then I don't have any bills to pay. But then I started to realize too that even if I didn't have bills for hydro, or if I didn't have bills for food because I had my own chickens and own gardens, I would still have bills for the dentist. And I was like, fuck man, the dentist is so expensive. I literally need to like keep going to work just so I can pay my dentist. No, as many people think I have nice teeth and all, but it's really just shitloads of dentist bills. It's nothing natural. My teeth actually used to be horribly crooked, and then when I was a kid I got braces. And yeah, my teeth used to be stained a whole bunch of different colors, but then I got my teeth cleaned. Oh yeah, I used to have bad cavities, but then I got all those filled, so... yeah, thousands of dentist bills later. I know, I guess I could go off the grid and then just let my teeth go, but... that was the one thing I heard. I don't know if anyone else heard about that. Apparently the dentist has a new tool where they can just shine lasers on your tooth and it'll fix any of the cavities. I'm like, fuck yeah, right. I don't believe that's true. But I think I'm going to have to watch some more videos about it, maybe ask my dentist how true it is. Because man, if that's the case and all you have to do is buy a laser and bring it with you to the off-grid cabin, then you might be able to stop going to the dentist. That'd be fucking epic. Because I don't know, I looked into doing my own fillings and stuff, and yeah, that's just too intense. I'd much rather just still see the dentist. Oh, you live in a village in Germany. That's fucking wild. I was actually just doing a show about Germany. What was it? The ley lines of Germany. I think there was a guy from Germany that wanted to know all about the ley lines. Sadly, there's only like a couple ley lines and nothing that spectacular, but... yeah, the dentist is one of those things that I would just have to keep going. As much as I'd like to like be totally self-sufficient. I think that's where the Amish, that's where they get rid of all their teeth, is because they realize that. They're like, fuck man, unless we get dentures and don't have teeth, there's no way they could go self-sufficient. So they actually made it part of their culture is to get rid of all their teeth. I was like, oh man, that's just too much. Although, to be fair, I have one friend who drank like lots of Coca-Cola and he ended up losing all of his teeth. And he wears dentures now. And he's like, fuck man, he loves dentures. He's like, he never has to like take care of his teeth. He never has to go to the dentist. And his teeth look like brand new. Every time he smiles, you're like, holy shit man, you got nice teeth. He's like, oh actually they're dentures. Holy shit, you're originally from Venezuela. That's fucking kick-ass. No, I have a whole bunch of friends from South America. I used to date a girl from, Colombia. One of my best friends I used to work with and still hang out with him. He's from Argentina. Who else do I know from South America? Oh yeah, one of my friends, I think he was from Venezuela, could be. I'm trying to think. I could have swore he said he escaped from somewhere, I can't remember where though. No, I did watch a few travel vlogs about Venezuela recently. Who was it? Harold Balder went there. And yeah, some of it looked pretty good. I know you hear a lot of horror stories about places, but I don't know. It seems like Harold can find a nice place in even the harshest countries. No, I think my friend still drinks the pop. He just has dentures now. Yeah, you gotta be careful with drinking pop. I know like one of the most famous golfers, well I shouldn't say the most famous, the most talented golfer in the whole world is actually from the city I live in, and he used to drink like a 6-pack, or no, it was a 12-pack. He would drink a 12-pack of Coca-Colas every day, and he ended up dying very young. It was very sad. I actually met him just before he died, because I was working at a golf course that he was a member at. Yeah, that was the one thing. I remember my friend from Colombia, she was telling me that she lost a lot of friends due to a certain bug. I can't remember which bug it was. Something about it caused like a heart disease. I was like, fuck man, that would suck. Just like getting bit by a bug and it causes a heart disease. Yeah, so there's a lot of like rough situations even with the animals or insects there. That's the one thing we're lucky in Canada. As much as winter sucks, at least it kills a lot of these bugs that seem like very common in places that don't have winter. Chippo. I could have, I'd have to look it up. I don't think it's that, but it does actually sound familiar. Chaga, that's it. Yeah, that was the disease he died from. She said he was a really cool shaman and he lived in like the jungle or at least a rough area. And he was one of the nicest guys, but then he got that chaga and ended up dying of heart disease really young. What is it? Teleport? Oh, not teleporter. I play a game where people use TP as a short form for teleporter. Yeah, who was it? My one friend from Argentina. He said he went back to visit his family and then came back to Canada and he got bit by some bug and it laid eggs in his skin. So when he was in his class in high school, all of a sudden the eggs hatched and he had like insects crawling out of his fucking arm. He said some of the girls in his class actually threw up when they saw it. I was like, oh God, I wonder what he got bit by. I don't even want to know. Man, it gives me shivers down my spine just thinking about it. All right, we got our hands on another gold chest. Yeah. He said the bug wasn't even that bad. It just looked gross. It's like, oh man, Jesus. No, Argentina is one of those countries I'd like to visit, but I don't know if I could live there. Man, oh man. Now, he was telling me about Argentina and how they had their big economic collapse, and that's when his family moved to Canada. It was wild, too. He speaks so many different languages. He is fluent in German, English, Spanish, and possibly French. I could be wrong about the French one. Yeah, because he said a lot of different languages were popular in Germany, or not Germany, in Argentina. I guess there was a lot of German immigrants there. All right, let's look at the event center. Holy, Sendo says he's seen insects that aren't even discovered yet. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It seems that that's the truth, right? Like scientists are still just discovering insects. And there's ones that go extinct and then they come back from extinction. And they're still trying to figure out how some of these go extinct and then come back. I used to write blogs about that actually. There's quite a few different species, not even insects, like birds, mammals, fish. They go extinct for like millions of years, and then all of a sudden they find one alive. And they're like, what the fuck, man? This creature's been extinct for like 1,000 years. And then they just find one that's still alive. It's like, what the hell? Alright, so we can do the casino. Oh yeah, we're going for the rock god. See if we can win him. All the viewers, keep your fingers crossed. Not double cross. That's a jinx. Yeah, I think, you know, that's one of my dreams in the future, is one day I'm going to really start travel vlogging and see some wild places and Man, is it ever going to be an adventure? Hopefully that I won't have to wait till I'm like 50 to do it, but well, hopefully the world situation will get resolved before then. You know, I'm still in my early 40s, so that's why I figure I'm still young enough that I could do some traveling. Maybe settle down when I come back in my 50s. Alright, let's see. What am I buying? Oh yeah. Friends, there it is. So we got to buy some of these. Let's buy 100, see how much that comes to. No, what I'd like to do for travel vlogging is not necessarily like try to be like Bald and Bankrupt and Harold Balder. It's like they usually travel vlog to wild places, but they're not really going to vlog the location, more about the people they meet there. Because that's what I was thinking. Every time I go on wild adventures and traveling, I always meet some really cool people. So I was thinking it's really all about that. It doesn't really matter where you're going. It's just all these cool people you meet along the way. Man, that fucking Pepsi truck driver that I met in Timmins, what a wild guy he was. The pilot that flew me up north, oh man, what a wild guy he was too. Man, I was telling the story about the pilot. It was like we were flying out of the Waterloo Regional Airport, and it was the worst storm in like 100 years. So I went up to the crew at the airport, like, you know, the traffic control guys. I'm like, hey guys, is there any chance that our pilot or our plane is still gonna fly out today? And guess what the crew said? They're like, oh God, no, not unless your pilot's crazy. And then right after they said that, my pilot came around the corner, and guess what he says? He's like, we're ready to go. I'm like, all right, let's go. I was like, man, I really should have filmed that part. I actually had my camera there and everything, but I didn't at that point realize that you're supposed to film the people, not really the destination. Because I was just focusing on filming the destination. I was like, fuck, man, I should have filmed the actual people along the way. Yeah, we almost died in a plane crash on the flight, but man, it was an adventure. No, he said that he was actually a storm chaser as his normal job as a pilot, so he was used to like flying in hurricanes and shit, so he didn't actually care that it was a bad storm, even though he probably should have. We almost died, but no, what happened is during the flight, the turbulence was intense. We were in like a 6-seater plane, and I had to hold on to like the back of the seat. It had like this bar that you could hold on to, and we were like just riding a bull. It was like you were in one of those bars where they had the bull riding machine. So I was like, holy fuck. And when I like looked out the window, I could see the plane's wings, and they were like flexing like bird wings. I was like, oh my God, I don't think the wings are supposed to bend like that. Oh yeah, and then we almost got hit by lightning a few times, and the traffic controller, I was actually wearing the headgear, and they're like, dear God, you guys are so close to the lightning. They're like, you have to land, you have to land. And the pilot's like, I can't land, we're like in the middle of trees. There's nowhere to land. So what they did is they gave us permission to fly like just above the tree line. So I was like, holy fuck, man, that was a wild flight. Oh, and the other part, like the turbulence, we started nosediving at certain points. And you couldn't even see anything out the windows. The only way that I knew that we were nosediving is my stomach would just all of a sudden go whoosh, like you went over a really big hill. So I was like, oh fuck, we're nosediving. It was pretty wild flight. So who knows, maybe I'll get some more adventures like that. Well, that'd be pretty wild to film for a YouTube channel. I'll have to contact that pilot again sometime, see if we can go on another ride. Like, hey man, there's another storm, can we go? Alright, yeah, thanks for joining in, Sendo. Let's give Sendo a big round of applause for joining in, and hopefully everything goes well for you in Germany. And if he's got a YouTube channel, make sure everyone check it out. Give him a sub. Alright, let's see. What do we need? We actually still need more of the casino shit. Alright, let's do it. Fuck, did I use all 100 tokens already? That doesn't seem right. Oh well, let's go and buy some more. Do. Yes, another 100 tokens. Fuck, man, the casino's been so stingy this week. At least it isn't just me. A few other players, like, yeah, casino's giving shit. It used to be a lot easier to win. It reminds me of real casinos. When I was in my early teens, or I guess late teens, 19, 20-ish, casinos, they had huge payouts all the time. But as I reached my 30s and into my 40s, it's almost impossible to win at the casino. Yeah, because I remember, like, back in the day, I'd ask people, and, like, half the people at the casino would win. It's like, it's not like that anymore. You'd be lucky if you meet 1 out of 1,000 people that won. Alright, so let's do a 10 draw. See what we can get. Ah, fuck, all garbage. I shouldn't have done it after we got the good luck and landed that other one. Oh well, live and learn. Lots of living, not much learning. Yeah, I'm glad so many people tuned in today to keep the chat active. Like, I don't know, I was kind of a little down in the dumps because my surprise party got canceled. Now it felt like we had our own party going here. Hey, Old Stinger, just in time for the party. Welcome back. Yeah, I got a bit of stomach cramp going. It's not too bad. No, you're good. We're not shutting down the show yet. It's only been going for an hour. No, I just ate a huge, like, birthday dinner because, like, no one showed up for my surprise party because I ended up having to work for it. Surprise shift came up. So yeah, everyone canceled. So we had so much food that I overate quite a bit. So I was like, fuck, man. I tried to lay down and go to sleep, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so stuffed that I've got heartburn. I can't lay down. So I had to wake up and we'll do in a stream. And it seems like my heartburn's going away. It's good. I don't know, that's one of those things, if you're prone to heartburn and you try to go to sleep right after eating, it's a bit dangerous. Because you can get that acid reflux to build up to the point where you even choke in your sleep. It's not a good situation. So it's better just to stay awake a bit longer and make sure you wait before you go to bed. Not to offer health advice. Oh, speaking of health advice, you know what was some of the wildest health advice I heard? I was reading, like, there was some vegan propaganda being spread on Facebook. I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. So I started to look it up, and they were calling Nikola Tesla like a vegan or a vegetarian. So I looked it up, what he actually said that he ate, because they still have his quotes. It's like he was alive in relatively recent times. So anyways, Nikola Tesla was saying partially the vegans were part right. He was into intermittent fasting, so Tesla would only eat 2 meals a day, and he said that he would always eat tiny, tiny portions. So that's why he was always skinny as hell. But he said that you could live longer if you eat less food, which I found very rare. Like, how many people say that you're supposed to, well, I guess a lot of doctors say that you're not supposed to overeat or it increases risks of different stuff. But anyways, he was saying that he wasn't a vegetarian, but he did like to cut back on eating meat. So he would try to eat less meat, but he still ate it. And he also called fish brain food. So he said that he loved eating fish because it made his brain smarter, but he would try to eat less of it. So I guess the vegetarians were almost right. I shouldn't always be picking on them. I know I used to make fun of vegans and vegetarians to the point where, like, karma came back to get me and I needed plants to save my ass. Turned out rice was the thing that saved my digestive problems. Yeah, but that's what Tesla was known for, is like he would eat less, he would do intermittent fasting, and he liked fish. He said fish was very good for his brain. Yeah, I found that out from like the First Nations people diet. They used to talk about that too. They're like, depending what you eat, you can actually rewire your brain chemistry. So if you ate like, say, only fish, you would get a certain type of brain properties better. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Man, I clicked on all the wrong shit. And I froze the game. Dumb. Oh well. We'll have to reboot the game, but we'll be right back. Shouldn't take long. And I'll just run the Vaporizer commercial while it reboots. So we'll be right back. Hopefully in a minute or two. Hey, old Stinger, he's got to go eat. Alright, try to eat some fish. No, Tesla also said that the fish thing, he's like, you don't want to eat too much fish because he was against acidic food. Which I didn't even know fish was acidic. He said he hated beans and stuff and tomatoes because they were too acidic. Yeah, I can't remember what religion. 7-day Advents. Yeah, I've heard of that, but I don't know all the details. Oh yeah, if the guy from Germany was wondering about the vaporizer in action, this is what it looks like in action. Holy shit, we made it up to 9 viewers. Thanks everyone. Holy fuck, almost the perfect like ratio. 9-7. Now it's gonna be sad once YouTube takes the like ratios away. I kinda like that, because I'm like, fuck man, I can tell when I'm like really doing shitty and when I'm not. It's gonna be hard to realize how good your show is if you can never see the likes. Holy, we made it to 8 likes. Thanks everyone. No, Steadfast is asking, was Tesla vegan? No, but he was, he liked to cut back on everything. So he liked to eat fish. He just liked to eat less of it. He was actually against eating plants, or at least less of them. So I think that's why Tesla was so skinny. If anyone's seen pictures of him, the guy's like a fucking bone rack. Ah, fuck man, the game still hasn't loaded. Alright, well since the game hasn't loaded, we'll do the sponsor.
Today's game that hasn't loaded yet was brought to you by Crack. Crack, it'll fuck you up.
Alright, the game is still loading, so I guess we'll do the affiliate links while it loads. Oh, I think it's almost loaded. Alright, Society 6, finishing quick. My specialty comes t-shirts, bed sheets, both popular with the ladies. Hideout TV, pays you to watch videos, Swagbucks to shop, GameKit to try games, and free Bitcoin. It's a wallet system for crypto. If you want little free loot boxes, you can open like every 10 minutes or every half hour, whatever it is. They give you tiny bits of crypto. You can throw it in your wallet, and depending where you live, you can gamble with it as well, or just keep building up the small amounts. And if you can do referral links for like a show or something, you'd be surprised how well it does. All right, and we covered the virtual mate. Oh yeah, just make sure you follow all your regional laws for all these offers, including the virtual mate. And if you want a $10 off coupon code or purchase of 150 or more, there it is. It's Lying BS. That's LYNBSN. No, it's not really Lying BS. It is a real coupon code. Oh yeah, my website is getting some new updates very shortly. I might even work on that. Oh yeah, I can't today. Hopefully tomorrow I can. Alright, back to the game. Now I was thinking what I want to do with my website updates is put all my gravity well research on there, because damn, it's like long overdue that I've updated my website, and I don't even think I've updated it since I started working on gravity wells, so, or ley lines, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, it'd be a good idea to try to get some of that shit on there. It's like one of my biggest projects, and I don't even have it on my website, for God's sakes. You know you suck when. Fucking slacker. I can't even blame weed anymore. It's like I used to be able to blame weed for not getting shit done. Now it's like I've been sober for 3 months, and well, who can I blame now? Damn sobriety. You're to blame. Anyone but me. Alright, let's see. No, it's the old victimhood. It's a hard mentality to get out of. Try to blame everyone else for shit. Has nothing to do with my own actions. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's keep pushing the fucking casino, man. Fuck, I can't believe. Yeah, what was I fighting there where we lost? Oh yeah, it was the arena. I should have just let the arena keep going, but I exited. That was stupid. I forgot that we were fighting in the arena. That's what happened. What the fuck? Why did it go into a battle? I didn't even try to attack anyone. Oh, it's finishing the battle that I started. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, Steadfast, she's into the ley line research too. I don't know, for me, I used to never believe in ley lines my whole life. And then once I started to read Perry Reese's stuff or heard about him on Ancient Aliens, and I found out about that ancient map that showed like North America and parts of like all over the world well before Columbus ever explored. So that's when I started to get more into the ley lines a little bit. And then I had my major concussion, and then I needed something to work on while I was at home for 2 years. So that's when I started doing more work on ley lines. And that's when I really started to believe in them. Well, I shouldn't say believe in it, but definitely collected a lot more evidence for them and made my own maps. Now what I did is I tried to copy Perry Reese's map style and put it onto Google Earth. And in the process, I stumbled across my own pattern, which is basically the modern measurement pattern, just translated into ley lines. So it's got like the equator points, it's got the tropic lines, it's got the Arctic Circle lines, and then I just drew them using Perry Reese's style. So it's kind of weird. I notice a lot of people's ley line maps, they sort of like make up locations of where they think the lines are. None of mine are really made up. They're actual established measuring points. Like you don't have to make up the equator. It already exists, right? Alright, let's see. Can we actually beat this one? Looks like no. Well, let's try it anyway. Yeah, there's the different parallel lines. I'll have to check more into those. There's definitely lots of different ways to make ley line maps, and I don't try to make fun of other maps because I like all of them, so I'm not saying that my map is better than any of the others, but mine is definitely different. I know a lot of people make fun of mine because it's different. I'm like, hey, everyone's is different. What the fuck's your problem? Now, people have been trying to figure out the ley line patterns for so long. Freemasons actually did a very good job of it, but they were the ones that came up with the old ley line pattern. So I like to actually work with the modern one. The old one's okay, but you can tell when the old ley line pattern was still accurate is it was before the Earth changed. So I don't know how the Earth changed or why it changed, but it throws off their whole actual pattern. I think that's one of the reasons why the Freemason ley line is never actually accurate, is because the Earth has changed so much. I wonder what caused the change. I often wonder about the expanding Earth. Maybe the Earth actually did expand, so that maybe a part of the Earth is actually hollow, like the ancient legends say. Yes! Victory! Now, I like ley line maps because they offer us so much future technology. Like, we'll be able to terraform other planets with it. We can understand gravity. Once we understand gravity, that's like Pandora's box, so it's almost one of those things we probably should never understand, but oh well. Nothing like opening Pandora's box. It's like finding out the surprise party and releasing it. No, my family said that they might push my birthday back a little bit later, maybe to try to do something on my actual birthday on Thursday. I'll probably save some of my birthday cake. Oh, who am I kidding? I forgot. My neighbor gave me some cannabis birthday cake. So that's the one I'll be eating on my birthday. Oh, that's cool. Steadfast says she has her uncle's Freemason ring. You know what's the weirdest thing? One of the guys I used to work with at a golf course, he was really into Freemasonry and he wanted to collect the stuff. And you'll never guess what happened. He was going to those storage locker auctions. You know, you can like buy storage lockers and then like just win everything that's in it. So what happened was he went to a storage locker auction, he bought it and didn't know what was in it. And when he opened it up, it turned out to be the storage locker of like a high-level Mason. So it had all of his like paperwork in it, had all the posters, had all like his ring and stuff. But I think a lot of the people at the golf course didn't like it because, yeah, a lot of people that are Freemasons don't like to talk about it, so yeah, some of them are sworn to secrecy. So once they saw him like showing off all the Freemason stuff, he ended up getting laid off. No, I really wish I would have got a copy. He showed me like one of the Freemason posters. Like, I don't know what they call it. Some sort of like degree or certificate or something, whatever it is. But yeah, it was a really nice one. It was like one from like the 1800s. It was pretty sick. Now, I know a lot of Freemasons in real life, and most of them are just into the social club part of it. I think a lot of Freemasons today, it's not really as intense as it used to be. Yeah, you're probably not supposed to have it. I wouldn't be surprised. Freemasons seem a little bit strict for me, so when they wanted me to go to the lodge and talk about my stuff, I was like, you know what, guys? I don't really think it's a great idea because I talk about shit all the time. And if I go and hang out with you guys and then I can't talk about shit, it's not really going to be a good combination. Because I'd rather just go solo. But it is kind of nice when they give me some clues and stuff. And I don't know, I always take the clues with a grain of salt because they're not even allowed to tell you shit. So who knows if it's really accurate or not. Could just be misdirection for all I know. And I was kind of surprised how many Freemasons like my work. I was like, why the hell do you guys like my work? It's like, shouldn't I be liking your work? It's like, isn't this going in the opposite direction? It's fucked up. Like, what the hell does some guy who knows nothing about Freemasonry, why would you like his work? It's fucked up. That's why I ever see that episode of The Simpsons where Homer Simpson gets joined into like the Freemasons they had, except they would call them the Stonecutters. And they're like all worshiping Homer Simpson, yet he's like an idiot. Then I was like, hey, maybe the Simpsons predicted something again. It's like the Freemasons' worst nightmare. Their biggest prophet or biggest like clan member or whatever you want to call it turns out to be an idiot. It's like, oh God. Oh well. Life is fucked up that way, I guess. Now, the whole Freemason thing I didn't like too was the whole secret thing. It's like, I don't know. Secrets just never go all well with me. A, I talk too much. And B, I don't like keeping secrets. So yeah, if the whole secret part wasn't part of it, then yeah, then maybe I'd consider it. Oh yeah, now women can join. Hey, Dan Davis, thanks, appreciate that. No, it's like, that's actually, who is it? The women have their own organization of Freemasonry. They call it the Eastern Star. That's why I always give them a shout out in my Ancient Mystery videos, because I actually get more information from the Eastern Star than I do actual Freemasons. I was actually supposed to meet one of their high-up members at a museum in Toronto, but she canceled at the last minute. I don't know if she got told not to meet me or just ditched me for normal reasons. Now, I was kind of happy that she ditched me at that time too, because it was when I was still pretty young and I didn't really know much, so I was like, fuck man, I was getting in over my head. No, she still travels all over the world and shares some really wild shit, so definitely recommend checking out her channel. I don't even know if I should share it, man. Now, hopefully I don't get her into too much trouble, but I think she's a high enough rank that people would get into trouble from her rather than the other way around. Oh, fuck. Another loss. Now, the only time I actually got into trouble with the Freemasons once was when I was sharing some Freemason-related material at a convention, and a couple of them came up to me and just wanted to make sure I wasn't selling any of it. I was like, yeah, I'm just sharing it for free. And then they're like, okay, that's fine then. So that's pretty much the only time I almost got in trouble with them. Which makes sense. People don't want their shit to be sold and other people make money off of it. That happens with music, happens with like art and everything, so. That guy's name is funny. Futbucker. Just don't change the letters around. Should we try fighting him? Looks like we're supposed to be able to beat him. It seems like some sort of horrible catch. Let's try. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I always wanted to do volunteer work. That's actually one of the best ways I noticed to meet like someone that you want to date. Because if you try to meet people on dating sites like online and shit, and not to make fun of them all, but a lot of them are a little bit on the shallow side, or they're just looking for like a hookup. They're not actually looking for anything long term. They could be, not to generalize everyone. But I find if you actually go on to like volunteer, like one of my friends, he was volunteering at the soup kitchen, and that's where he ended up meeting his wife. He's like, yeah, you go to a soup kitchen, you volunteer, you meet people that are actually generally nice. And it's like you have a lot easier time meeting nicer people rather than going through like 100 different social media dates, or what do they call it, Tinder dates. So yeah, you can do less dating to actually meet nicer people. And it's not a bad strategy. Not to say that you should just volunteer to hook up with people, but it's not that bad of a plan. There's worse plans, I guess. Oh, fuck, I can't believe I lost that one. Now that's how I think some people use church for, right? They assume that if they meet someone like at a church dance, there's a chance they'll be a nicer person than if they met him at like a strip club or something. I'm one to talk. I've never even been to a strip club, so I have no idea. I don't know, for me, strip clubs always seemed a little bit weird. Especially, it's like you never know who you're going to meet in there. Could be like friends or family up there stripping, so it's like, ooh, that would get awkward quick. Alright, let's see. Now, I remember when I was in high school, a bunch of my friends actually became strippers, so that's why I was kind of like, it's going to be weird. To each their own. I think if I had a chance to go to a strip club now, I probably would, just because I'm not allowed to. All they had to do is take away the right to do it, and I was like, fuck, now I want to do it. Alright, let's try a few more spins. Come on, we need the rock god. Fuck. Damn. No. Shit. Holy crap, man. Talk about epic failures. Alright, we can't just keep spinning and doing all our casinos because we got very few left to try. So we'll have to wait for tomorrow's episode. We'll see if we can win the rock god then. Fuck, man. I was hoping we could get him today. Oh well. Can't get everything. I don't know, some of the girls that I knew that became strippers, they said they were like into nudist colonies to begin with, so like being around naked people wasn't really an issue for them. And I could see why people would do it then. Because if it already seems normal to you, it's like, why not just make money off of it? Boom! There we go. Alright, I think we still have to do a dungeon battle for today, so let's try one. Fuck, man, we keep dying in this one so bad. Oh yeah, it's this one. I don't know if anyone's got some strategies that I could try on level 800. I know none of the viewers have gave me strategies for this one yet. God, I could use the help. This is like such an impossible level. Let's try putting in monk. And let's try this so we can actually survive longer. Oh man, see, normally what I like to do is be able to get Suzo to try a few attacks, and then once Suzo goes a few times, usually everyone's dead. But he just keeps dying so quick, he can't even get his attack off. Ah. Damn, dead again. Yeah, and he barely even did any damage, so that was bullshit. Yeah, I don't think Monk is going to be the one that does it for us. Alright, so we got to consume some heroes. Oh yeah, I forgot the tavern tasks. Fuck, these are the ones I'm supposed to do first. Oh well, it'll finish recharging by tomorrow. I'll just check it in the morning. Yeah, so I hope everyone had a good weekend. I think I covered everything, even the Vaporizer commercial today. That was good. I usually keep forgetting to run that. If people are wondering if I will launch the Vaporizer again for sale, yeah, I really should. Maybe I'll do it before I reach 1,000 subs. It's just a whole bunch of legal issues to go through, but maybe we can figure it out. No, I kind of hoped one day I would meet a hot babe that knows a whole bunch of like legal issue stuff and she would help me, but no, not yet. No, that's what I was thinking. Some women you meet are like really good at like business stuff. They start their own business and stuff. It's like, man, I really need to meet a woman like that one day. We'll see. There we go. We got all those things sorted. Or a show producer, someone who can help me podcast all the time. That's the one bad thing with relationships. I always try to combine it with things. It's like I always want to meet a girl who's a chiropractor as well. I could definitely use a chiropractor in my life. Cheaper one that I can actually afford. That's the thing. I bet you if you lived with a chiropractor, they would never want to adjust your spine because like, oh, go pay someone else to do it. Man, oh man. Oh yeah, this is, so congratulations to Kirakoma. They were the ones that won. And thank God we actually got some decent amount of Vibram coins. Or not Vibram coins, Almighty coins. So we still got a long way to go. I think it's going to be about, how many is that? That's probably 3 or 4 more Hunger Games. But then we could win a Son of the Black Hole fragment. And we actually have one Son of the Black Hole fragment. Right there. Fucking A. Let me just check, make sure we don't have 2. I'm pretty sure we only have 1. Yeah, so we only got 1. But man, if we could get 2 more and make a Son of the Black Hole gold, fuck man, he's one of the best people to get for ingredients. Oh yeah, speaking of ingredients, I was trying to get Elizabeth. Look how many we got already. We got 6. So we're getting like 6 a day. And that's not too bad. We have to get 150. So now that we have 6, that's what, 94 away? So that won't be so bad. 94. Hopefully we can do it in a month or less. Or no, 2 months or less. That'd be sweet. Fuck, that's the thing with this Clone Evolution game. So much waiting. Unless you want to deposit. At this point, even if I deposited, there's nothing really that would be that great. Unless you got that deposit, 124 bucks and got 5,000 in that. That'd be sweet. Oh, thanks for a nice Sunday night. Appreciate that. I was thinking of my uncle the other night, put on his hat, and afterwards my mom told me it was his birthday. No kidding. Yeah, it's weird how you see those weird coincidences. Like the other day I was dreaming about my friend my best friend from elementary school. And then I was shopping on Kijiji, like the newspaper ad thing on the internet. And it turned out the person that I needed to buy something from lived across the street from my best friend's grandma's house. So I was like, what the hell? It's like here I was dreaming about him, and then I ended up having to shop at someone right next to his grandma's place. It's weird how that synchronicities happen like that. They say that's one of the keys if your life is actually going on track, is if you actually experience synchronicities more and more and more. They say if you don't experience any synchronicities, then you're probably not like taking your proper life path. It's fucked up. I don't know how true that is, but it seems that way sometimes. Alright, so we'll just consume the hero. Yeah, thanks for everyone being in the chat. I guess, I don't know, what time is it? 11? I'll take a little break and see if I got the strength for an Entropia episode, but I might actually just do one tomorrow morning. Because I think Dan Davis, it's probably getting super late for him. I don't want to keep him up till like 4 in the morning. It's probably already past that now. Oh yeah, I did summon some people. I just got to consume them. Yeah, I hope everyone else had a good weekend and looking forward to an exciting work week. Oh, I didn't make robots? What the fuck? Could be the Institute? No, it's not that. What the fuck? I must have just picked the wrong thing. Oh, it has reached the cap. What the fuck's going on? Oh, maybe I tapped out his top level already. That's probably it. That'll be the test. We'll make one more robot and see if we can consume them. Yeah, this game is so weird. Like, where did they come up with the idea to eat robots? It's like, you want to eat some robots? Play some Clone Evolution. You can consume them. So you ever wanted to get revenge on technology? Eat some robots. Alright, let's try. There we go. Now it worked. Now, and if anyone's wondering when my big birthday party special comes up, when is it again? Not many days away. It's coming up on Thursday, so hopefully some people tune in Thursday. I get a feeling everyone will cancel, just like my surprise party tonight, but we'll see. Thursday, sometimes it's a good show. So yeah, let's hope Thursday we'll be doing the epic long Entropia stream as well. Because I have a feeling that I'm going to want to stream for the whole day, so I'll split it up half and half, do some Clone Evolution, and do some Entropia. And hopefully, yeah, maybe I can get some actual live guests to call in on the show on Thursday. That'd be wicked too. Especially for Entropia. I've been dying to do live callers for Entropia so badly. So yeah, that'd be sweet to do that on Thursday. Alright, anyway, so yeah, let's wrap up the show. Thanks everyone for keeping your fingers crossed for the casino. I know it didn't work out today, but we'll try it again next episode. Possibly tomorrow. We did get this piece, so we're really just one away from getting them now. And we have to burn a couple hundred casino tokens, so we might actually do it. That'll be fucking sweet if we do. I've been trying to get this guy for like months. Alright, so let's go to the fire screen. If you happen to get any Sunday casino tokens in your vaporizer and they taste like shit, give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can give the show a like and a share. Really appreciate it. And just make sure never buy the products from my sponsor.
Because it will ruin your life.
Almost forgot the most important thing. Let's give a shout out to everyone who was in the chat tonight. Holy fuck, a lot of people. Steadfast, Sendo Betamax. Betamax, that's a good name. Dan Davis. Steadfast. Naked HD. Don't click that link. I swear I've never tried. Alright, Steadfast, Fatty Kuka. And Dan Davis, Sendo Betamax. I think we still got one more in here. Oh yeah, Altstinger 11. And Dan Davis again. Yeah, so thanks everyone. Appreciate all the great comments and hope everyone had a good weekend too. See you later. Bye for now. Big shout of applause for everyone I just mentioned. Later. See ya. Holy shit, we almost made it up to 10 likes too. Hopefully off air, someone will give it one extra like. Alright, see you everyone. Have a good week.